Greetings, guys, girls, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of opening social media, and especially TikTok, to people who just have like way too much stuff. And like not in a fun maximalism way, in a I need to wear a different outfit every day of the week and then never wear it again type of way. Because, oh my God, is it getting so out of hand. Like, consumerism has always been an issue. Like, overconsumption is like obviously a massive thing that like drives our economy. It just, seeing it all on social media and having it become like a thing is frustrating and upsetting beyond belief, especially because the industries are like not getting better. They're actually getting worse, which is incredibly disheartening. Not only are we doing a disservice to the planet through all of this overconsumption, we are also doing a massive disservice to just a lot of people. And the number one contributor to that is, of course, Shein. Shein? I don't know. I usually say Shein, but a lot of people say Shein, so whichever one of those. Massive issue. I don't even think I really need to go into it too much, but I'm going to for a second anyway, just because I really need to. I'm sure by now we are all very well aware of all of the massive like Shein hauls that exist on TikTok, where people decide to order literally hundreds of clothing items at once to open and share with everyone what they have bought. These hauls are like minutes long. They are such long videos of people just ordering a bunch of shit so they can wear a different outfit every day for however long. And then at the end of the season, they'll do it again. And they will just keep getting these hauls over and over again. And not only is this obviously terrible for the planet, not just because these clothes are going to go into landfill, but also just because of the amount of carbon emissions and resources that are required to make these clothes in the first place. But also Shein is terrible for human rights, in which like obviously they pay terrible wages and the working conditions are absolutely abhorrent. Like, they are cheap for a reason, but people keep just spending all of their money there and just turning it over and keeping Shein as such a popular money-making business. And it's infuriating. And I want to say, like, before I get into this, like, I am against fast fashion in general. I don't think fast fashion is a good thing. I think we've ruined shit by bringing fast fashion into it. Like, I think that clothes should be bought or made and they should be worn for a very long time. Like, you should not be going through and buying new shit every season and throwing stuff away every single year. Like, that is not a good, healthy thing to be doing. When I say I'm against fast fashion, I don't entirely mean like I don't think anyone should ever buy from any fast fashion place ever again. I understand that that is unrealistic and that is not what I'm saying at all. I think that like having affordable clothes is important. I personally am in the position in which I do not have to shop at fast fashion places, and I am able to research the places that I put my money and go for more like middle end type places where I'm able to like look into the sustainability and the ethics before I make a purchase. However, I understand that some people cannot afford to do that. Some people do have to shop at places like H&M. They do have to shop at places like Primark, whatever. That's fine. If it's something that you have to do because it's all you can afford, absolutely go for it. I'm not going to stop you. You are not a bad person. You are not part of the problem. If you are buying something from one of these places and you are continuing to wear it and like make use of it for as long as you can, like until it wears out or, you know, it like just stops being useful or it stops fitting or whatever, then that's fine. That's what clothes are meant to do. That's what they are meant to be for. I still own things that I bought from when I worked like minimum wage retail. I have like a top I got from JJ's in 2019 that cost me like, I don't know, $15. And I still wear it sometimes because I still have it, you know? It's like, that's what clothes are for. If you are buying things and you're still wearing them for as long as you can, fine, go off. You are, however, contributing to the problem if you are constantly buying things and throwing them away. If you are cycling through it, if you are using it as fast fashion, then it is a problem. That is who I am talking about today. I am talking about the people who just do their hauls multiple times a year from wherever the fuck, because I need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Overconsumption core has taken over and it's infuriating beyond belief. So I've got a few videos saved to my phone from TikTok and we are going to be watching them together and we are going to be just digesting a little bit and pulling it apart and having a conversation. So this is a Shein haul. And now when I say like these are popular, this has 2.2 million likes. 2.2 million likes. So these people are making money off of this, and obviously then continuing the cycle because making these videos gets them money. So then they're going to be buying more stuff from Shein. And let's see what she got. This is long as fuck. Okay, but basically like, yeah, that massive box full of dozens of things, but like shoes, earrings, shoes, glasses, hair extensions, more hair extensions, hat, beanie, just a pile of beanies, hairbands, like, and what are you gonna do with that? You know, like for one, Shein quality is terrible and most of the stuff is gonna break within a week anyway. But like you bought like 6 beanies and then next winter you're gonna buy 6 more beanies, or are you gonna keep wearing these same ones? If you bought 6 beanies and you plan on wearing these beanies forever, go off. You know what? You do you. If you found these 6 beanies and you intend to wear them for years to come, that's fine. I unfortunately doubt that that's what is going to be taking place here though. And I'm just like, I want to be like, where do they keep this stuff? And then I realize that they don't. When they get new stuff, they get rid of old stuff. And that's distressing.
As someone who has spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Shein, I'm going to show you guys my top items that I've ever purchased. A lot of times Shein quality isn't really good, but these are items that I've literally had for over a year. And these are also items that I would really recommend purchasing.
I do love the quality standard of being like, I know Shein is usually really terrible quality, but some of these are great. I've had them for over a year. If our quality standard for clothing is 1 year, that's so sad. It's just so sad. And I mean, yeah, okay, you've had them all for a year, but you also bought a massive amount of them. So in that year, how many times have you actually worn and washed these products? Because if it's like 3, that doesn't hold up. I think if our quality like standard for clothes is that if they last over a year, they're of high quality, something has gone very wrong somewhere and we need to go fucking fix it. Because clothes should be lasting so much longer. I very rarely buy new clothes just because I don't feel like I have to. I'll buy like a couple things a year because like I already have clothes and they're good. They're fine. They work for me. And when I do buy new clothes, a lot of the time it's like thrifted and they last like years, because clothes are meant to last years, not singular, like many. Will raid like my mom's wardrobe and steal her jackets when I'm like back home that she's had since before I was born. Like that's how long clothes should last for, not a year. And then we have people who do just like back to school hauls are a massive thing, and these terrify me. To be honest, these scare the shit out of me. So here's one that I found. This is 8 minutes long, so we are not going to watch this whole thing, but we're just like, look at the bags to start with. I'm curious as to what the fuck, why you need this many things for a back to school. Like you have summer holidays and then it's school time. What do you need? I don't understand. Like, what did I get at the start of a school year? Nothing. My back to school haul was my books. That was it, I think. My books and my pen. And by the time I got to like my last 2 years of high school, I didn't even fucking have books. I had my laptop. That was it. My back to school haul, I have my laptop. What else did I get over the holidays? I don't know. I probably got like a couple of t-shirts, a dress, maybe, a pair of shorts. That's probably it. That's where it ended.
Okay, here is everything that I got for back to school. This is like our biggest haul of the year.
This is the biggest haul of the year. You do multiple of these? I don't think I buy this much stuff in a whole year. Like, outside of my K-pop albums, that's a whole separate beast. Like all the stuff in your arms, I don't think I buy even half that much shit for myself, other than like groceries, in the entire year. I think you could add together all the clothes I've bought in the past 5 years, and it would maybe be that much.
Disclaimer, my parents give us a big budget for back to school. Every year we go to South Park, and I am extremely grateful. I want everyone to know that. I know that I'm very fortunate and very lucky, and I absolutely have the best parents ever. They work so hard.
I'm glad she's obviously reached backlash in the past before, and I don't have anything against her. She's obviously like a teenager. She's a kid. Like, this is the life that she has. This is the life she's given and the budget that she's given. Like, I understand. It's just insane, you know? Like, it's just ridiculous that this is a normal thing for people and that people don't like even conceptualize the fact that like, not only is this privileged, but it's also harmful. You know, like my parents work really hard. Like, I'm so grateful they gave me this. Like, I'm glad it's still contributing in part of the problem, which is consumerism as a whole. She got several pairs of jeans. I'm like skimming through this because it's 8 minutes long and I don't want to sit here and watch the entire 8 minutes because I feel like I'm not going to be able to contribute much to it. Basically, she bought an entire new wardrobe. Basically, after skimming through that is what happened. Like, she bought an entire new wardrobe that will last the year, could last several years, but I know that it's going to be entirely replaced in the next year, probably in the next season. It'll be entirely replaced, which is a bit sad, but you know, I just wish we were taught the value of our things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying this as someone who like I was raised middle class. Like, I was raised in the middle class. I got a lot of presents. I had a lot of what I asked for. I had a lot growing up. I wasn't like the rich friend, but I definitely was like upper middle of like most of my friends and of the people I was around. And I had no idea, like, I wasn't aware of that. That's the thing, right? Is that like when you're a kid, when you're a teenager, up until a point, you like think that everyone has what you have and you value things in the same way everyone else does. And it's a really massive like wake up call when you find out that that's not true and you have different things than other people and different experiences. Like, my mom would go fucking all out at Christmas. Like, I got an insane amount of Christmas presents, like ridiculous. And I thought that that was normal and that's what everyone got. Like, I get like fucking like 50 presents at Christmas. And I found out that some of my friends only got like 4 or 5, and that like blew my mind. I had no idea. I thought that like what I experienced and what I got was normal, and I was very good at like, I have a fucking short as shit attention span, so I was really good at getting something and then immediately getting bored of it and like throwing it away. That was me most of my life, and I didn't really ever think of that as much of a problem. It annoyed my mom to absolutely no end, and she would get on me about it. Like, I never really thought much of it. I never really understood the consequences of that or what that meant, or that like, you know, was me being a bit like spoiled and not understanding the like value of my possessions and like anything like that. And I'm not like that anymore. And I learned as time went on, and my mom learned as time went on, that like more is not necessarily better. And I think that like at some point you do have to learn that lesson and figure that out. And like, she's still a teenager. She's still living in that sort of same world, and I'm sure the people around her are in a similar situation. So like, it's hard to have that sort of perspective and understand like the value of your items when everyone around you also views them as like not that valuable. You know what I mean? There's a difference between knowing something is expensive versus knowing the worth of something to you and like its impact it has on like, you know, the entire process of making it and where it goes once you're done with it, etc. Like, she's still young. I'm not mad at her. I think that her parents need to teach her the value of her items more. That's neither here nor there. I hope that she she does learn, and more of these teenagers and kids who go through this do also go through that same sort of experience. But like, it's just this interesting thing to like have that knowledge in your head that like there's just so much being made and purchased for like very like for no reason, really. Basically, yeah, I feel like a lot of these hauls are kind of this same sort of thing. It's people going and buying an obscene amount of clothes that you know they're just going to wear for one season and then throw out and then get more. Or not even. Sometimes they buy them literally just for the whole video and then do God knows what with it. And like, you can say like, maybe they're going to donate them, maybe they're going to sell them on, maybe whatever. But they're still paying money into this like horrible company, and thus like validating the ethics or lack thereof that these companies have, and it's keeping them in business, and it is harming so many more people than donating clothes is going to help. And if you can afford to spend that much money on all those clothes, buy yourself something quality that's going to last you for a long time. And if you have enough money to turn over so many outfits, then buy some like high quality clothing on a more regular basis and then donate high quality clothing to people instead. Like, just put your money where your money deserves to be, and be more aware and care more about things. outside of yourself for a moment. Outside of these like massive clothing hauls, I encounter all the time the like restock videos, and I understand that they can be really satisfying to watch, but oh my God, the level of consumerism in these is astounding. I came across these ones that were like guest bathroom restock, and I just slack jaw. Let's have a look at this.
Let's restock the guest bathroom. Skincare first, I'm putting it on this thing. And Frenchie. And whey. Lastly, dental stuff and more skincare. This is kind of how it's going to be laid out. Putting these bags here in case I want to take any minis. Chapstick, deodorant, pre-hit scrub, mini bath salts, how cute, loofahs, and bath bombs.
Astounding. Astounding. I have no words for this. She said guest bathroom. I don't know if this is in her own house or if she has an Airbnb. Both of those, the issues are kind of the same and also different at the same time. For one, let's just pretend it's either or neither, whatever. Why do you need all of this? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Like, sure, maybe all of this product is like going to be used, but then can you get like a big bottle of things? Why do you have to get so many minis? Minis are so wasteful. I don't understand why so many people buy all these minis, like for traveling or anything. Like, the best thing and easiest thing to do is have your normal full-size products and then have little travel containers that you can decant it into. For my trip, that's what I did. I have like 400ml little bottles, and I put my like cleanser, my moisturizer, my toner and whatever in there, and then I got like a shampoo bar so I could travel with it. And that's so much easier, so much less wasteful, and also much cheaper as well. Minis are usually way more expensive than a full-size product. So like, not only is getting the full-size ones and then putting it into mini bottles and stuff yourself cheaper, and it's more sustainable and it's cheaper. And in this instance, if it's a guest bathroom, how many people are you planning to have stay in your house and use your bathroom? Are you fucking hosting an army? Like, what's happening? Regardless, have full-sized products. Like, I don't understand the need to have so many mini products. I just don't understand. And if it's like an Airbnb, same still stands. Just do big products. I don't get it. Having an Airbnb, me an Airbnb host, is a whole different can of worms for ethics and the likes, but that's not what this video is about. So we can get into that at a later date. You don't need all this shit, period. Like, why are you providing makeup in your guest bathrooms? You never know. If they wanted makeup, they would have brought it with them. You know, like, it just seems completely unnecessary. Like, I can't think of a world where this is all going to get used. I'm baffled by it. Here is someone sorting their beauty blenders. And I'm just like, how did we get here? How did we get here? Why are we here? Why do you have a whole drawer that's like literally hundreds of makeup sponges? How did we get into this situation? And they are a makeup account, so I feel like some of them are possibly from like sponsored positions or whatever. But like, I still don't really get it. I just think that, you know, there can't be that many different brands. So if the same brand is sponsoring you, you don't need to get a beauty blender makeup sponge from them every single time. You already have one. Just use that one and promote it and be like, it's used because I fucking love it so much. I use it all the time. If I already had a product from a brand and they offered to send me one of the same thing, that's when I'm like, no, don't worry. I already have one. I feel like it sells better too, right? If you show that you're already using it. So there's not really any point in just like continually getting them. And then obviously I don't think all of them are from brand deals or whatever. Like, some of these you just have to have. And I just don't understand the point in that. I don't know why people don't like that. It's never considered where it's gonna go. Like, what went into making it, getting it to you, where it's gonna go once you're done with it. Like, it doesn't just like disintegrate. It goes into a landfill. And landfills are fucking terrible for the environment. Like, we are in the midst of a fucking climate crisis right now, guys. Like, I know that it's not, you know, it's not necessarily all the little things, and like the little things we do, they're all little things and everything sort of matters, but it's nothing compared to what all the like big billionaire people are doing. But a lot of these people, but there is no need to be wasteful. And a lot of these people are people who have a lot of money and just really don't have any excuse for buying so much cheap shit You know what I mean? We have another fun little minis restock. A travel mini restock. Let's go. Like, why? Who is this for? Like, I'm so confused. Like, is this to have so when you travel you grab one, or are you traveling with this whole fucking kit right now? Because I'm baffled by the amounts of things. Like, the amounts of things don't add up at all. Like, what do you need that many baby Vaselines for? Also, the Tic Tacs just piss me off in general. Why do you need a tiny pack of Tic Tacs? What's the point? What's the point in that? Why does that even exist? Just get a normal fucking packet of Tic Tacs. What's going on? What? Why? That makes me angry. Those tiny Tic Tacs, they piss me off. And that many lip colors, like, I'm so confused as to who this is for and what the purpose of this is. It's just waste for the sake of waste. And a nice ASMR video. Like, fucking hell. Then we have a bunch of these that I see all the time, like fridge restocks and stuff. And this one specifically is a drink restock. 3 glass jars full of like bottled Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. And I say to that, make your own pumpkin spice latte. Like, it's really not that difficult. Like, you have milk. You have coffee, and I'm pretty sure you can just buy pumpkin spice. You can probably make it. I don't know the recipe, but like, if you really have to buy something, just buy the pumpkin spice. This seems so cost like inefficient. It feels so expensive for no reason, and also incredibly wasteful. Once again, all of these fucking plastic bottles. What are you doing? Just make your own fucking coffee. What are you doing? And then we have a box of cans of Fanta, and why do you have, okay. So a box of cans of Fanta to decant, and then in their fridge, just like a lot of bottles of smaller Starbucks lattes, but she's already just put them into it. How many Starbucks lattes do you need? Make your own coffee. Holy shit. What are you doing? I've never been more concerned and confused in my life. Starbucks isn't even good. Like, Starbucks is just not good. Firstly, we're not drinking at Starbucks. But secondly, Starbucks coffee isn't good. Just straight up. Why are people so loyal to Starbucks? I don't get it. Like, why is like going out and getting a coffee not even good enough? Like, you have to have it in your house. You have to have liters of Starbucks lattes specifically in your fridge. Just get an espresso machine and some milk. Like, it's really that easy, and it tastes better. Like, what are you doing? And then having like cans of like Prime and cans of Fanta and whatever. Like, I don't think it's necessary to be having like fizzy drinks every single day to the point where you need that much in your fridge. But if you're going to be drinking fizzy drinks, instead of having individual cans, just get a big bottle. It's cheaper and it's less wasteful. I just also just don't think you need to be drinking. Just drink water. You know, just drink water. Just drink water. And I mean, if you live in a place where the tap water isn't safe and you have to be buying stuff anyway, then go buy like a big bottle of water. Get like a 15-liter bottle or a 20-liter bottle or whatever and get through that. Like, that's going to be cheaper and it's less wasteful. Get a filter. Like, I don't know, but you don't need to be having this many different cans and bottles in your fridge. What are you doing? Okay, what? And then, sorry, there's more Starbucks stuff. But she's got a giant, like, ninja machine thing, so she can put it in there and turn it on, and it, like, churns to make it into, like, a frappuccino. And that's next level. You can buy that, but you won't get an espresso machine. You won't make your own coffee, but you are going to have this machine running 24/7 so you can have an iced drink whenever you want. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you have money. I get it. You have money. Can you go do something better with it? Like, make your own coffee and then go, I don't know, do something good with your money. Donate it. Go build something. Buy something of better quality. I don't know, but just, like, stop being so stupid with it and stop being so, like, reckless and, like, thoughtless about all the waste that you are producing for no fucking reason. And obviously people started talking about consumerism and overconsumption a lot on TikTok. So then that started like this trend that I've titled this video after called Overconsumption Core. And there were a few people who posted like videos to it. Annoyingly, the TikTok search feature is not working for me very well, just like the Twitter search feature isn't working for me very well. So I've been finding it really hard to like find things that I want to put in my videos. But I found a couple that I'm going to show you here for some overconsumption core. We have this one where it's just this girl showing a cupboard that's full of different like skincare stuff. It's like a full like bookcase size. And it's just like body moisturizers, really, and like soaps and stuff. That like, you never in a lifetime are you going to be able to use that much stuff. And not even that, but it expires. Like, I don't understand the point in this. And I know we all like have our own little things that we buy that like, you know, might seem pointless to other people. But I truly don't get this at all. Like, these are things that exist for a purpose, for a reason, and you are buying them to sit on a shelf to never use, to just, like, throw out. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand the point. I don't think we should be encouraging this at all. And I think we need to be way more aware of the things that we buy, you know? Like, it's just astounding knowing that, like, some people, so many people, can barely afford to buy like one of these things for themselves and like can barely afford to buy just like body wash and shampoo and conditioner and things, and it's like a sort of big decision or having to go for like the most budget option. And then there are people who just buy hundreds of them to sit on a shelf, and that's not their fault, obviously. I'm not saying like you should feel guilty because someone else can't have it and you do have it. I don't think that's a very helpful way of looking at things, but it's about being aware of that, you know? It's like, I don't think it's her fault for being able to buy these things where someone else can't. But I think being aware of the fact that like there's that much like wealth discrepancy is incredibly important to have. And I think that that knowledge is really important and something that we need to think about. And I just think there are better ways to spend your money. And it's like, she's not hurting anyone. It's like, but kind of is though. Kind of everyone. Cause like, you know, if everyone is doing this, then we're filling the landfills up pretty fucking fast. And again, it's not even just about the landfill. I think a lot of people forget that like when we talk about like litter and like rubbish and like overconsumption, it's not just like all of this ends up in landfill. Think about how much energy went into making this. Like how much carbon is produced from making a single plastic bottle, and like how much goes into producing all the contents of this. It's not just like, because you can be like, well, I'm going to keep it. I love it. So I'm going to keep it for my entire lifetime. It's going to sit on my shelf and just look pretty. But it's also that thing of like, eventually it is going to go to landfill because you're not going to be alive forever. But also it goes through such a process to get to you. And then you have to think about all the people who are like working to make that happen. The like delivery people, the factory workers, whatever. Like it's not just you and this bottle. There's so much that goes in before it. It's like the same way as like like the dairy industry or whatever, right? It's like, it's not just about the dairy. It's also about that cow's entire life. It's about the carbon it produced in its life. It's about the food that was required to keep it alive for 7 years and the water that it drank. It's about the amount of energy that it takes like to, you know, transport the animals, the energy that's used to like then go through the entire process of getting from cow to burger or whatever. It's like, it's a whole thing. Everything is not, it doesn't start as a cup. It starts as, I don't know what glass is made of. Sand? I don't know. There's a whole process to get things. And like the landfill is just the end of it. There's a whole thing that happens before it that people seem to just like neglect. It's why like, you know, having a bunch of fucking Stanley cups isn't actually better than like 1,000 paper cups. You know, like there's a ratio here of like, you can have like 50 Stanley cups, because we saw this whole trend when the Stanley Cup thing happened, if people then go and buy like dozens of them because they want to be cool and they want to match one to their outfit every day or whatever. So then they get a ton, and it's like, well, if I use a different one of these every day, it's still better than paper cups because they're not going straight to the landfill. And it's like, that's not even remotely true, because those require so much more energy to create. Overall, like, I don't know the exact ratio, but it takes several paper or plastic cups to make up for one Stanley Cup. and you are not using, like, the ratio is not the same, because Stanley Cups also do not break down in fucking landfills. It's like a metal straw. I think you need to use a metal straw like 100 times in order to like make it better than a plastic straw, because a metal straw also goes to landfill, but it takes 100 times more energy to create than a plastic straw. It's not, you can't just buy a lot of one thing and say that it's better because it's better than another thing. Like, that's not how it works. When there's like a trend of a green thing and suddenly it's like buy 2 get 1 free, it's like, that's the point. Is you're meant to have one. You're meant to have one Stanley Cup. You're meant to have one Keep Cup. You're meant to have like one water bottle, you know? Like, getting dozens of them is actually the opposite. Like, you're doing the opposite thing. It's better to just have paper or plastic cups at that point. It's better to have a single-use water bottle than to have 50 metal bottles. Like, I've got my single-use water bottle here that I've been drinking out of. I think I've been using this water bottle for a month now. Am I drinking microplastics or whatever? Probably. I also don't really give a fuck. I feel like that's unavoidable at this point. But I got this water bottle. I've been using this water bottle, and I will continue using it until I lose it. This has been another video of me writing a bunch of notes and then forgetting that I wrote a bunch of notes because I got really carried away by talking about what was in my brain and saying that instead. So I hope that you enjoyed all my rambling. One day I'll get better at reading the notes that I've written, but I am very good at letting my thoughts and my emotions get the better of me, as proven time and time again. So I hope that you had fun. I hope that you enjoyed. Please let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments. I'm curious to know your thoughts on overconsumerism. Let me know if you want to see another video like this with some different sort of type of videos, and maybe I will do that. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Ikazel, Ellie, Chris, Samuel, Knitting Menace, Radsack, Lady Nutbar, Mr. Noodle, Ella, River, and Phenomenally. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And the podcast is coming back soon. We're going to be starting a book club, which I'm very excited for. So if you want to listen to me and Kat talk about some books that we've read, then please do go check that out over on Savvy Cat Productions. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.